Good morning, everybody. It is August the 27th, time to kick off another trading day in all the markets that we do cover. And we have a lot of unusual factors, cross currents rolling through the markets. The first was China's markets were selling yesterday until the last hour, and then they intervened, and I think they turned that market around 3.5%. It could have been 5, I forget. So we've got Chinese intervention in the stock market, in their banking system, and in their currency markets. We have Japan coming out and saying there's no currency war going on right now between China and the rest of its trading partners in Asia, and that's baloney because you see what's happened to everybody's currencies. Even India might be joining that fray, and you've seen what's happened to the dollar on the basis of Asian currencies. And so, if a politician says something, should we believe the opposite? I mean, it's getting to be kind of that way, especially when it's about important events. Yesterday we had a pretty good close in the U.S. stock market, ramped up into its close. That buying has continued overnight. That probably had some influence in China too. So the rally got started in the United States. That hurt our treasuries yesterday. Had another terrible auction. Today we have the 7-year auction. And we'll be able to see whether the primary dealers are going to support this or not. Doesn't really matter. They're hedged. There's been heavy selling. So on a one auction basis, the primary dealers are going to do fine, but it would be we'll watch to see if they're starting to cover those shorts. We do have some news today. We have update to GDP looking for 3.2. Jobless claims 270. At 275 area, 270 is the default number now. So if it comes in there, nobody pays any attention to it. GDP 3.2. And this will be the second revision. And remember, they did a lot of spoofing. Maybe spoofing is a better word. We'll start using the word spoofing because of all the games that are played. But again, we don't have to be too worried about it. We don't have to know why. We don't have to know who. We just see that they are entering the market on the long or the short side, and we join them. Kind of nice, huh? Have corporate profits today, which will be a number that the street will look at and traders will look at. Pending home sales plus 1%. This number, I don't know. It could go either way. The existing home sales was much lower than forecast, but this is called plus 1%. And then we have natural gas inventories that only natural gas players will pay attention to. 59 BCF and KC Fed, and I did not see that number. So I think the biggest factor today is going to be the direction of the ES in this 70 area. 68 to be precise. 70 plus or minus is a pretty important number. If we get through that, then probably 2,000 is the next round number that we're looking at. So the news goes, B1 will be jobless claims, 2 GDP, 3 pending home sales, but I think overall it's going to be the direction of the E-mini. Okay, I've got this on 2-tick increments right now. It is compressed. I've cut the range by half so we can see where the markets are. So we got a low volume number at 4. We've got a high here at 6. We have the 8.5 area where the auction took place yesterday, and the last rotate up was 02. So 28.04 is going to be sell 1. We have this D high up here at 17, and so 11 to 15 will be sell 2. On the buy side, I like to give it a little room to the downside, so we'll start off 17 to 21 on the basis of a strong stock market. Going to put a question mark at 25. A lot of it will just depend on what the 50-lot player is doing. And then 9 to 13 for buy 2. We do have a 7-year auction today, and it's tough to move the paper, or as much as you can move, in a down market. I mean, there's no incentive to buy, and I'm going to wait 10 minutes and buy it cheaper. And you have to start thinking that way if you're going to start to pick your, why in the hell is the market up when it should be down, or why is it down when it should be up? You need to adopt a trader's mindset. God, we got a demon dialer out there calling support this morning. Before 7 Central, no one's going to pick up that phone. After 7 Central, you have a chance for Peter to pick it up. After 8 Central, Chris is online. So looking at the 30-year, again, the knob spread bottomed yesterday on the close. It looks like it rolled over at 6:35 this morning. And on the 3-minute chart, definitely rolled over at 6:26. So 6:30, give or take, is when the knob spread rolled over, and it's still pointed lower. And for those of you that aren't really familiar with the profile yet, that knob spread is going to probably be the easiest thing for you to read and interpret. I mean, the line's going up, it's a buy. The line's going down, it's a sell. That's the side to trade from. Now, it's not an entry tool. It's not for that type of trading. But it can really, really help you. Okay, 17 to 21, going to be buy 2. Buy 1's going to be 29 to 01. We're going to try to pick up this area right here. We got a low volume number at 01. Briefly held yesterday. On the sell side, 14 is where it stopped. We're at 7, so 11 to 15 is going to be sell 1. Then the V period high is at 25. We'll make 23, 27, sell 2. Okay, Don Manning is not going to be in today. There's a medical emergency that he has to take care of. And he said he'll be on Monday. Okay, getting mixed messages from gold for sure. It was up a little bit overnight. So we have a pretty clean break up here in this 30-35 area, and then we've rejected prices below 20. So we've got, say, a 20 minus market and a 30 plus market. So first sell is going to be 28 to 30. That's where resistance is. And then 34, 36 for sell 2. On the buy side, 20, 22, maybe a 23. And then 15 to 17 for buy 2. Allowing them to get stops, and if the E-mini rallies today, we should probably get a little selling in gold. That's not guaranteed. The direct inverse relationship isn't there like it is in the treasuries. And in the treasuries, I'll guarantee you this: if you need for the E-mini to rally to make a bond or a note trade, you got a losing trade right there. It's nice when it happens, and it's nice that it can support your position, but you don't take trades off the E-minis down, I'm a buyer, the E-minis up, I'm a seller. You have to, it just, when you need it to work, it won't, is the bottom line, and when you don't need it to work, it's there in spades. Okay, China intervened in its currency markets last night. The euro still sold. And the European Central Bank would like to see it lower. So we got probably the cleanest break in the market down here in this 1250 area. And then 1275. So looks like the Chinese intervention to support their currencies is probably, it's not new news now. It looks like they're intervening almost daily, at least 3+ times a week. So I think the shock of that has worn off. It's worked its way into the markets. Top of values 40. The spill came from 25, so 25, 35, sell 1. And then 60 to 75, sell 2. And I don't have a strong opinion on which way this market can trade today. It's just have to play it by eye. Crude's up overnight. China's moving to support their economy. That was the reason given. I mean, I really hope crude does not break. I just the economic reordering in the oil patch will be significant. So hopefully we'll come back down and we'll get another test of 38, and the long-term shorts will start to cover. So here we are. 40 and a quarter, 40.50 is where resistance is. Sell 1. 40.75, 41. Sell 2. Already had a pretty good range, 39 to 41.50. That's 150 ticks. So usually 140, 150 ticks will contain the movement. The London lows at 62. We're at 97. So 25 to 50 stops below 50. Buy 1. And then 38.75, 38.50 by 2. We'll pick up yesterday's low on that second. Okay, what's the E-mini going to do? We got a pretty clean break in the volume and the 68.70 area. Obviously, the Fed would like to see it rally today. But the markets are going up off of direct intervention by central banks. China's market isn't rallying on anything, any good fundamental news or anything that's going on in that country. It's rallying because the central bank jumped in. So you can see that this 66, 68 area, there's just 65, there's 65 to 68.50, there's absolutely zero volume, and these guys did not take on the gap up there. So we have the gap, and my guess is we're probably going to get a shot at that gap sometime today. Beneath 1950, well duh, that's kind of a round number. Yeah, the London low at 43. So I'm going to put our first buy 40 to 45 with a question mark at 50. We're going to put our first sell at 65 to 70 with a question mark at 57.50. And then our second sell is going to be 75 to 80. Stops above 75. And our other buy, we have these single prints right down here. We'll make 30 to 35. Got to give it some room. You know, I think the biggest thing going on today is going to be the Fed symposium, and I forget which year it was, but when the Fed kicked off, something happened at Jackson Hole that just turned the markets totally blue. Were you there yesterday and saw what happened? How to get rid of the problems with your software? There's a I don't know if Chris made a film on it or not, but I'll go over that here momentarily, okay? So the Fed at Jackson Hole. Peter's in the room right now, Blue. Crude doesn't start trading for an hour. Get on the phone. Jobless claims, 270. GDP, 3.2. Deflator, 2%. Then we jump to pending home sales. I don't know which way, usually we've been pretty good at guessing which way this number's going. I don't know, because existing homes came in less than forecast. That might mean that this number comes in higher. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a feel for it. Natural gas inventories. 59B. KC Fed, and I did not get that number. But the market won't care. So I think what comes out of Fed governors' mouths or other people that are presenting their studies will probably be the biggest influence on this. And again, if we can't get through that gap up there, when a chart gap holds, technically you'll bring in technical sellers, people that play that. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Lots of news, lots of stuff to cover this morning. Again, wide stops, trading targets, 6 to 7 points on the E-mini minimal. Sometimes you only get 3 or 4, but when you only get 3 or 4, you're probably looking at a scratch on those. You really are playing for 6 to 15 point moves on market conditions like this. So if you only get 3 or 4, scratch it, start the damn thing over. And you're playing for big trades today. It's a different way of playing the market. And with that said, I'll be back with you as soon as possible.